What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave. This is Dave's RC. And today, it's not about RC. It's not about me. It's not about Kayla. It's not about Kyle. It's about the Camaro. I bet you guys thought I was going to say it was about you. It's always about you guys. Always about it's always about the subscribers, right, Kyle? It's always about the subscribers. Today, it just happens to be about the Camaro, which has been highly neglected over the last couple of years. And the reason for that is because right before we decided to do the engine rebuild, we blew the intake gasket, which made it like undrivable. So even right up until the motor was rebuilt, we had we couldn't, there was nothing I could do with it. It sat at my mechanic's house for a year and a half. I mean, I guess I could have gone over there and ripped out upholstery and put new upholstery in, new carpet in, new bucket seats in, the whole 9 yards. But I just figured, when he's done doing the rebuild, putting the new, all the new gaskets in it and everything like that, bearings and everything, sleeves, bearings, everything, pistons, forged pistons. The one thing that he didn't give me the opportunity to do that I wish he would have stopped at that time and called me and told me was I wanted to paint the intake manifold. I wanted to paint it purple to match the car. And I didn't get the opportunity to do that. I wanted to sandblast it and paint it purple. And then the wiring job in it is very, very, very shoddy. I mean, it's not shoddy to the point where the car doesn't run. Everything's hooked up properly. It just looks like somebody, we have a small town down the road. It's a big redneck town, and it's called Buxton. And whenever we see a car that's totally like just rigged to the core, we ask, our slang is who Buxton in this car, because the wiring harness in that Camaro definitely should be ripped out and a brand new one should be put in. I am going to have a new wiring harness made, because when I'm done with the car completely and the engine bay is painted and everything, I would like to have it so no wires are showing. There's a technique that you can use so that you can hide all the wiring. And so basically you're going to open the hood, you're going to see that monster 350 in there, rebuilt 350 in there, with a small cam, nothing crazy, crank, just not like your top-notch stuff, but you will know that it's got something else under the hood rather than what came in that thing stock. And to be honest with you, the car is actually a 343. It's actually not even a 350. What happened was the person that owned the car before me, they put performance parts in it, and I've kept those performance parts in the engine. Flat tap cam or whatever, flat tap crank or whatever it is there. What else? They already had. What was weird is they had forged pistons down one side, but down the other side, it was just real crazy when you opened up the engine. When that engine was opened up for the first time, we found out that it's a stroker kit. It's a stroker on a 305. So if you take a 305 and you stroke it out, it makes it like a 343 or something like that. And that's about as far as you can go with it. You can't go any further with that, or you're going to be getting too close to the walls. What else? So we noticed that it had either forged pistons on one side or the other, or it had a mix of. So yeah, all of them came out. We put brand new pistons in, brand new cam, like a racing cam, crank. The crank that was in it was fine. It was a flat tap crank, and it was really, really good. And it actually didn't have very many miles on it. So that means that the person that had the car before me, they rebuilt that motor themselves, probably in the backyard in Buxton. And they actually probably also put the paint job on that car too. That's the reason I bought the car. I was driving home from football one day, flag football. I play in a competitive flag football league, which is a full contact flag football league. The only difference is that you don't get tackled, you pull a flag, but you can lay blocks, you can flatten people out, you can clean people's clocks. There's offensive and defensive line, you got to block. So it's basically like real football without the pads, minus the tackling. So right up until the point where you're about ready to get tackled and the flag's pulled. I mean, in some cases, in some instances in this league, I kind of wish it was tackle, just for simple reasons of I got the ball out across the line and you pull my flag and I'm down. No, that is so dumb. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. There's no referees in this league and it drives me nuts. So anyways, yeah, where was I? On my way home from football, and I've got my brother in the car, and our football team, the football team that I own, it's actually mine and my friend Net's team. We saw this purple Camaro sitting on the side of the road. Had the big Cal induction hood. I have to say that it was almost like love at first sight. But there was also that, that curiosity of what's wrong with it. That's a nice car. That should be in someone's, that should be in someone's collection. Why are they selling this car? Well, it didn't take me long to find out why they were selling it. And it just had all kinds of problems. Let me show you guys her. She looks pretty with the snow on her. And that's the way she was sitting. And I was like, wow, I gotta have it. So needless to say, I talked to the guy. Was going through the car, because there are ways you can tell if a car is an actual, authentic, legit Z28 IROC. So in the console, in between the seats, there is a sticker inside of that console. And that sticker will say right on it, Z28. If that sticker does not say Z28 on it, then it is a clone car, which means they probably took an old V6 model Comaro and bought the IROC Z28 body kit, molding, flashing, molding and stuff like that, and put it on the car, and now you have a Z28 minus the V6 engine that's in it. You go out and get yourself a little 350 or a 305, put it in there, now you've got a Z28. Well, I was looking in the console, and I looked down in the console, and I was like, look, man, you see this sticker right here? Because he was trying to get me for like 25. I think he got me for he wanted $3,800 for the car. And there's just no way that I was paying that, even though the motor was stroked out and it had a lot of work done to it. Had the posi rear end in it. A lot of aftermarket stuff. 400 turbo transmission, automatic transmission. So I was like, let me take a look at the car. I look inside of the console, and I said, this is a clone car, right? And he says, excuse me? I said, this is a clone car. I was like, this is nothing more than an RS Camaro with a Z28 body kit on it, with IROC stickers. And he's like, no, that's not the original console that goes in the car. And I was like, well, do you have the original console that goes in the car? And he showed me it, and it was this beat up piece of crap. And then you match the numbers that are on that to the VIN, and then the numbers on the door, and the numbers that were in the console of that car were not matching up to anything else on the car. And then he showed me that other console that was ripped out of the car. It was all broken and cracked and beat up. The cover that covers the console was just torn to shreds. It was disgusting. There was no vinyl left to it at all. And then I saw the sticker inside of it, and that sticker actually did match the stuff in the car. So, we had a real Z28 IROC, and that's all that mattered to me. I heated that sticker up with a blow dryer, when I came back for the car, and I took that sticker, and I took the sticker that was in the car out, and I put that original Z28 sticker inside of my console because that's where it belongs. And he should have done that himself, actually, because if it wasn't someone knowing what they were looking at, they would have given him that $3,400. And if it really wasn't a real Z28 IROC, then somebody would have been screwed out of a lot of money. There's a big difference between a clone IROC and a true blue Z28 IROC. It's night and day. You can go out and put a body kit on any RS Camaro out there, and it's going to be a Z28 IROC by appearance, but it's not a true blue Z28 IROC unless the sticker in the console says Z28. So remember that, guys. That's how you can tell. Any second gen Camaro, third gen Camaro, if it doesn't say Z28 inside of that console on a little sticker, it's a little white sticker, square sticker. It's going to have a bunch of numbers all over the place. The only one that you want to pay attention to is like the top left or the top right, I believe. It'll say Z28. That's it. It'll say Z28. It doesn't say IROC. It'll just say Z28. So anyways, yeah, guys, without further ado, I've already yapped enough. But when I talk about the Camaro, it's a good car, and it's a conversation piece, man, because it's a true rags to riches story, man. That car was a pile of junk. Some kid got a hold of it, sunk every penny that he made in high school into the car. Then ended up going overseas to the military or something. I'm not quite sure what the story is. Anyways, he ended up being stationed overseas and just didn't have any time for the car anymore. So it got sold to another gentleman. Where was he at? Out in New Gloucester. Yes, New Gloucester. You guys. So he bought the car, did the tuning up, tuned it up, and made sure it was running, put good gas in it, and then stuck it out on the side of the road, and that's where I found it. But what I didn't realize was that the first owner of that car, the car hadn't been seen for years. It hadn't been seen in town for years. The car was originally right here from where I'm from. It hadn't been seen for years. The car was a ghost. You know, most people that knew about the car thought that it was crushed. This car actually has a big history right here, because that car that I have out there used to the former owner of that car, the one who bought that car original, the one who bought that bitch right off the showroom floor, was the owner of Portland's Boxing Club. So yeah, then I started thinking, well, now I know who put all the fucking work into the car. It wasn't the kid. I was misinformed. I knew now that it wasn't the kid that put all that money into the car. He probably did the paint on it, painted it and shit like that, but the person who put the money into that car was the owner of Portland's Boxing Club, right up here in Portland, Maine. So I was pulled into the parking lot in a store in Westbrook, which is the next town over, which is a very popular store. And I pulled into the parking lot, and this guy comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, man, where'd you get this car?" I was like, "I bought it in New Gloucester." He's like, "Really?" He said, "I swear to God, man, this is da-da-da's car." And I'm like, "No, it is not," because I know this person. I used to box when I was a kid. Been in Portland Boxing Club several times. Many times, many times, and more than several. I used to go in there and just hit the heavy bag for, hours. That's all I'd care to do. I wouldn't want to do anything. Nothing else, just hit the heavy bag. So yeah, he comes up to me and tells me, and I'm like, "No way, are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, man, hold on." His buddy came out of, he's like, "Look at the car, man, look at the car." And he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "Well, picture it without that hood on it, and picture it blue," because the blue color was the original color of that car. It was like a dark baby blue almost. And he's like, "No way," He's like, "Yeah, that's it, man. It's his. I promise you, it's his." He said it's got a tricked out 305 in it, And I said, yeah, I think it's a stroked out 305, which makes it like almost like a 350, a 30, a 343 or something like that. And he's like, yeah, this is definitely his, man. He says, as soon as I heard it, I knew, because it doesn't sound like your average Camaro. It doesn't sound like your ordinary Camaro. It's got a stroked motor in it, so it sounds quite a bit different than your normal 350. And it's a bit louder. It's got an exhaust system on it, so it's loud. So, anyways, guys, the car's got a history in this state and around this town, and I'm the next one that gets to bring that car down the next part of its journey. And I think the car deserves to be, I think she deserves to be restored. Am I wasting my money or my time? No. Just because of the simple fact that that car has a history around here. And that makes it good on the resale. It's got little to no rust underneath it. Like, little to no rust. It never gets driven during the winter. So it doesn't see salt. Especially since I've owned it, it doesn't see the winter, except for what it's doing now. Some people are like, oh, why don't you cover it? When you cover a car like that, that not only does that hold moisture in, it doesn't allow the moisture to get out. I said, but try taking a frozen car cover off of a car when you need to get into it to start it up or whatever you might want to do. That car used to have a leaky back window, which is now fixed. And the moisture was like crazy. It was bad in there. It was really, really bad. So putting a car cover on it was just like, that was out of the option. No option there. Because all I'm doing is holding that moisture. By putting that cover on that car, I'm preventing the moisture from escaping and getting out. So no car cover. It just sits there and it bakes in the sun. And it doesn't matter that it's this cold outside. When the sun hits a car, even though it's this cold outside, when the sun hits that car, it warms up inside. And there's like zero water in that car anymore. None. So my thing was that once the car fully dried out, we were going to start ripping out shit. First thing to go would be those ugly ass, those ugly ass bucket seats that are in that car. I think they're the original ones, so I'll probably end up holding on to them. Maybe later on down the line, put them back in the car as like reupholstered. If somebody wants the original shit back in the car, like if I ever sell it one day, which I'm not going to because it's actually getting passed down to Kyle. And he's going to paint it black and red. I don't know why he just wouldn't leave it purple. That purple's hot, man. When that Camaro goes driving down the street, when people see that Camaro, it's not like, oh, there's an IROC Z28, Kyle. When they see that Camaro driving down the street, they're like, damn. Look at that IROC. That's right. It turns heads. That color is what made me buy it, for Christ's sakes. So anyways, guys, the first step is to get all the trash and shit, not trash, but all the nasty carpet, the console, the bucket seats, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the back seat yet, so I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. But we're going to rip all of that shit out. All of it. The headliner in the back is fucking falling down and falling out, so we're ripping the headliner out. It's all being replaced, even the headliner, the top headliner. It's not going to be a headliner anymore. It's going to get carpet put up there. It's going to be purple carpet on the ceiling, black carpet on the floor, and purple carpet on the dashboard. You guys are probably thinking, why would you put carpet on the dashboard? Well, Camaros are very infamous for being the cars where you would see somebody put a piece of carpet up on the dash. It's just one of those big giant dashes, and they like to crack. And this one only has one crack in it, and I would like to prevent it from getting any more cracks. So the best way to do that is to put a piece of carpet over it, and that'll keep the sun and the heat off of the vinyl so it doesn't crack anymore. I'm going to use some liquid vinyl to fill that crack before I actually put the carpet on there. And later on, I will take you guys out to the car so we can see it in the daylight, and we'll start her up. She does have an electric switch problem right now. The electronics ignition is a little goofy right now, and it's not really running perfect. So, but she will start, and you guys can at least hear her at idle. I just can't rev her up, or she just doesn't have any power. She's got no power because that ECU's not installed correctly. But anyways, guys, where are we at now? Holy shit, we're at 20 minutes and we haven't even done the unbox. You guys, my bad. I just wanted to give you a history lesson on the car. You can't fully appreciate that car and what we're about ready to do to it without that history lesson. So, yeah, guys, the seats are here. The bucket seats came yesterday, and the boxes are huge. These boxes are, like, massive. But me and Kyle, we're going to drag them in here, and we're going to unbox these things and see what it's going to take to put them together. Kyle, you want to give me a hand, dude? I'm going to actually, oh, shit. All right, there we go. I'm actually going to set the camera up over here, Kyle. Just like this. Until you want to grab the camera. You want to cut the box? Cut this one open. There you are, sir. Oh, you can go get your knife if you want. Kyle likes to use his knife. He's got, oh man, we're starting to build up your knife collection, huh? That's his first knife I gave him. That knife was actually given to me by my brother. Be careful, it's sharp. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Now go down the front. Look at that, dude. There you go. You got it. And then, we'll get this side done. Alright guys, so enjoy the rest of the video. We're going to be doing this quick, well, I don't know how quick it's going to be, but we're going to do a unbox of these racing seats right now, right here on the channel. So, Kyle, you want to go grab the phone, the camera, and I'll start pulling these out, and we'll start looking at them. I'll wait until you grab the phone, that way I know we're getting a good picture. But yeah, guys, sorry about that 20-minute spiel on the Comaro. And right after we pull these seats out and take a look at them, we're going to go out to the Comaro, and I'm actually going to show you guys the Comaro. And I'll show you guys that sticker that I'm telling you guys about. I have the original sticker that came off the other console. I actually had that sticker put away. And I will show you what a sticker looks like inside of the console if it's not a true Z28. Or if that console is after, was taken out of an RS Comaro, because all the Comaro parts, that's the great thing about a Comaro. It doesn't matter what kind of Comaro you have, what year between, 1984 or 85, all the way to like 2004 or 2003. The parts are like, you can put anything, it's all interchangeable. All right, so... Oh my God, you guys, they are already put together. I was worried that these were not going to all be already put together. Kyle, knife, right behind you, buddy. Bro, you are so lucky that I bought black and white. So this car, I told Kyle, I didn't want to tell him until the time actually came, but I think he'll actually take a little bit more appreciation in helping me out. See, if I was like, Kyle, come help me with the Comaro, he'd be like, no. But now if I say, Kyle, come help me with the Comaro, he'll be like, yeah, because he knows it's going to be his one day. So, all right. So, I'm sorry, Kyle. I didn't mean to offend you. He said that he would help me no matter what on the Comaro. Didn't matter if it was going to be his or not. So I'll give him that. What I guess I was trying to say was that I think he'll take more appreciation or have more appreciation, and it won't be like a chore to him. It'll be like, oh, this is going to be my car one day. So, absolutely, I would, you know, love to go out and help work on the car. Oh my God. For the price that I paid for these seats, you guys, wow. I can't believe the crap. I can't believe how nice they are. I got these bad boys cheap. Cheap. And I bought the black and white ones. You guys are probably like, wow, Dave, where's the purple at? Well, I bought black and white ones because Kyle is going to be, when it's his car, you know, after he graduates, he's going to be changing the color of the outside of the car to black and red. So, And white. So black, white, and red. And so I said, okay, well, if you're going to do that, there's no sense of buying another set of bucket seats later on down the road. So what we'll do is we'll be careful. I ain't going to lie, man. That scared the shit out of me. Kyle, give her a sit. Give her a sit. Sit down in them real quick. No, just go ahead and sit down. I want to know if they're comfortable. All right, fine. I'll sit down here. I keep forgetting Kyle doesn't want to be on camera. I get it. There's a lot of you guys out there, Jeff. There's a lot of you guys that didn't want to be on camera or film yourself. I never, ever wanted to be on camera. Years ago, I was playing football, and I got my, well, 2 different occasions playing football ended up taking out all 4 of my front teeth. So you guys are probably like, Dave, what happened to your teeth? Why don't you got any front teeth? Well, that's what happened, guys, playing football. Playing football. Once, playing semi-pro football here in Maine. We have a semi-pro team here in Maine. And I got one of them knocked out because I lost my helmet during a play. I caught the ball running down the field. My helmet gets pulled off. And then instead of just running out of bounds or, you know, falling down with my shoulder in front of me or my arm out in front of me, no, I decided to go heads up and smash into a guy with his helmet into my face. So there was one. And then 3 of them at one time. Boom! I was playing flag football. The guy went to go for my flag, or go for the ball. I went to catch the ball like this. And then as I came back down like this guy's whole arm, they instantly went loose. And then eventually, you know, it was just too much damage. He had jarred them away from the tissue too much. So I ended up losing the other one. Yeah, so that's the story of Dave's missing front teeth. Listen, guys, if you're going to play a contact sport, don't be stupid like Dave. Wear a fucking mouth guard. Wear a mouth guard. There's just, I mean, come on, man. If I would have been wearing a mouth guard during either one of those plays, Dave would still have teeth. But they're the only ones that I'm missing. And everybody asks me, Dave, why don't you just go get a partial put in? The military will pay for that. You know what? I'm perfectly happy with the way I look. If my wife is like, Dave, you look disgusting, go get a partial, then I'll go get the partial. But she's happy, I'm happy. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to impress anybody. That's what happens when you get married and you have a family. And you actually love one another and your family loves you. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you look like. I could have a hole in my head. I could have a donkey ass on my face. My kids and my wife would love me the same. Oh, yeah. I imagine one of these days I probably will go get partials put in. Especially if I get this YouTube thing gets bigger and we get a little bigger. And, you know, people like Ryan and Mike are going to want me on their show and stuff like that. Or something of that nature. Or, you know, somebody from Motion RC or, you know, one of these big RC companies is like, Dave, you know, we'd like to interview you or have you come on the show or something like that. Then obviously I would definitely like to have, you know, a set of partials in my mouth. And then the other option was my dentist told me, he said, Dave, for like $3,000 a piece, I could actually put teeth in. Like, they could drill these bolts into my gums and then screw these teeth on. So, the day I pay $3,000 for a fucking tooth. Kyle, you notice something here? Do you notice something here? That's why I got them cheap. You do notice? You notice it? What is it? What? These? That's why I got them cheap. That is what... So, I mean... Like I said, for what I paid for these guys... what I paid for these seats... they're fucking beautiful, man. I gotta sit in one and see how it feels. Oh. Well, it's definitely a racing seat. They're not built for comfort, huh? Not that it's not comfortable. It is actually, it is comfortable, but I never sit back in the seat anyway. I'll tell you what, we'll bend those out. It's actually not that bad. And then I'm getting purple harnesses for now. Purple harnesses for now. Oh. And then when Kyle decides that he wants to do whatever he's going to do with the car, he can put red harnesses in it. But the harnesses all connect in the back. It's actually, they said that the harnesses that come with the seat are the harnesses that are compatible with this seat. They come in purple, red, blue, orange, green, yellow, and then there was another color too. Oh yeah, black and white. But that's why I got the seats so cheap, you guys. Because of these little holes where the fucking harnesses come through are different colors. This one's silver and this one's black. No big deal, right? That's not a big deal at all. All right, guys, we're going to pause the video right here. We'll be right back. We're going to head out to the Comaro. Hopefully she starts. And, yeah, I'm going to run down and grab some coolant because the coolant's low in it. And it's giving me a code 15, which means it's low coolant. So I'm going to run down and grab a thing of coolant. We'll go out there. We'll start her up. We'll pour the coolant in it. Make sure we top that off. And I'll let you guys hear the Comaro. And let you guys see her for the first time in the daylight. That's it, guys. We'll be right back. Peace. All right, guys. Here she is. Just had to jump start her because it's so damn cold around here. So, the problem with the car, there's the distributor back there. All these red wires are old wires. All those are coming out. I actually have the rest of the blue wires that are actually going to go in. This was just for moving purposes so that we can move the damn car. That right there is what I wanted to spray paint purple before they did anything, before he put it back on, and I didn't get the opportunity. It's got a chrome alternator that's going on. All this stuff right here is all this plastic right here. All this plastic right here is getting spray painted purple. It has all chrome piping that's going in, an all chrome radiator. You guys, I have parts out the ass for this thing, and it's just a matter of just putting them in, putting them on. The motor sounds great, but it will not, it's powerless right now. Underneath that distributor cap back there, right there is a little mechanism, and I'm going to show you that mechanism right now. We're going to get in here. And you see, that's the crack I was telling you about. It's only got that one crack, you guys. It's a shame because the rest of the dashboard has no cracks. These seats are coming out of here, and you guys saw the seats that we're going to be putting in it. This is the part right here, okay? This is like it's called an ECU or something like that. And it sits like this underneath. Well, it would be sitting like this. So facing this way, it's going to be sitting like this, okay? Well, on this metal plate on the back, there's supposed to be grease. Whoever put the last one in didn't put grease on it either, and that's why it ended up malfunctioning and not working. As you can see, I have a check engine light coming on. Service engine soon. That service engine light is specifically because of this. this thing right here does not have grease on the backside of it. So what happens is it's not registering the right amount of ohms. It has to be the right kind of grease. It has to be like heavy duty, high voltage grease or whatever it is there. And without that grease being there, it's not registering the right amount of ohms. It should be under 4,000 or over. It should be under or over 5,000. It's either one. I can't remember. It's either got to be under or over. And if it doesn't read correctly, it doesn't boot up. This will not boot up. So what happens is the car is not turning on the ignition system correctly. So you can hear it. Listen to it. Hear that little blah, 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 blah. It's very boggy. It's running really, really rich. And all of that is due to this right here. So we got to pull that thing out of there and fix it. And then hopefully that goddamn code will go off once and for all. My car will be back to normal again. It's saddening because when I gave this car over to him to fix it, there wasn't a fucking thing wrong with it. This thing was purring like a kitten. I could roast the tires from one end of the street all the way down to the other. This has got a rebuilt motor in it. It's a 305 and it's been stroked out. We dug into it once already and rebuilt it, like kind of did a refurbish on it is what we did. We noticed that the pistons on the pistons were different. We had different types, different kinds of different brand pistons. I guess he just got what he could get, and that was that. But anyways, guys, we went ahead and put the right pistons in it, forged pistons. So yeah, we put the forged pistons in it, the flat tap crank that was in it. We just put that back in it. We put a performance cam in it. What else? We redid all of the vacuum lines, and all the solenoids that the vacuum lines run into. They're all done, all redone, all new. What else did we do to this thing? As much time and as much effort as I have into this car right now, you guys, I should not be having fucking check engine lights come on. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Thermostat's not coming open. There it goes. Now it come open. I don't know why the thermostat. I gotta put a new thermostat into this. Come on. I just filled the radiator up with coolant. This thing's got brand new everything, brand new head gaskets, brand new everything, all the bearings and sleeves and fucking everything. Everything's fucking new. All the gaskets in this fucking car are new. There were some things that we got away with not having to change, like some of the radiator hoses and stuff like that, but we didn't even bother with those because we were going to be putting those let me see if I can get some heat. Let me see if I'm getting heat. my God, you guys. I should definitely be getting heat out of there right now. I think the thermostat hasn't opened up yet. So yeah, just sitting, as long as it has, you guys, it needs a new thermostat, definitely. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the temperature rise on this thing. I got both of my radiator fans on right now. It's got a dual radiator fan system in it. I got both fans going full blast, which I actually run from a toggle switch in here. So I can monitor when the car cools and when it doesn't cool. Come on. Open up. Oh, come on, stupid thermostat. Open up. She should have popped open by now. Alright guys, I'm about ready to shut her down, but I want to go up here and check something real quick. I know we're not leaking. I know nothing's leaking, is it? Oh, it fucking is, man. I knew it. I fucking knew we were leaking. Where's it leaking out of? Alright, so that's... I knew it. I fucking knew this goddamn car was leaking antifreeze. I knew it. Where is it fucking leaking at? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. How do I get my fucking hand in there? Where is it fucking leaking from? I can't fucking tell. It's a brand new fucking radiator, so it's got to be pissing out of that fucking hose right there. Oh my God. All right, guys, I'm going to cut it there. I think my fucking bottom hose is leaking. I knew this thing was leaking radiator fluid. I fucking knew it. I knew it. It never runs that fucking hot. Never runs that hot. All right, I got to go grab my flashlight. I'll go grab my flashlight and I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so real quick before I merge all these videos together and send them out. So when he was doing the intake gasket, there's like several things that did not get put back together on the car, right, man? It's just like, oh, man. These are big mess ups for such a good mechanic. This is not just your ordinary mechanic, you guys. This guy is he runs the show at Shaw Brothers, and Shaw Brothers is a big heavy equipment, earth movement contracting company, construction company around here, and he's the master mechanic that works on all the heavy equipment, all the light trucks, everything. So for him to make little mistakes like this, it's just not like him, and it's kind of pissing me off. So instead of getting mad at him and all that shit and blah, 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 So I'm leaking radiator fluid out as fast as I can put it in, and I'm trying to figure out why the fuck am I, why is all my antifreeze coming out of my car? He didn't tighten the screw on the bottom hose. So every bit of antifreeze that I put in the fucking car is just pissing right out the bottom as soon as any type of pressure builds up. Like I said, these are very, very little mistakes, but these are huge for someone who's a master mechanic, someone who's been a mechanic, you know, damn near their whole fucking life. That's a mistake that I wouldn't even make. Probably a mistake that a lot of people wouldn't make. It was almost like he was in a rush to get the car out of there. You know, that's just not how you treat your customers. And that's what I get for paying him up front too. You know, typically I don't pay him until the end of the job. This time I paid him up front, and I got that fucking treatment. Oh, I already got my money, so it doesn't matter. You know, that's fucked up, man. And not only is he my mechanic, but he's supposed to be my friend. That's a big. I just spent $40 in antifreeze, thinking that the car just needed antifreeze. And then when I just put this third one in, and it took every bit of it, I was like, no, there's a leak somewhere, and I'm gonna start this thing, and I'm gonna find out where it's at. And sure enough, the bottom hose isn't tightened on, guys. It's just pissing out antifreeze from the bottom hose because the fucking goddamn screw's not tightened. I'm not gonna mess with the car until spring's full on. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm really frustrated right now. I don't even want to look at it right now. I can't believe that. I just can't believe how much money I gave to him to do this job, and I got my car back in worse condition than what I fucking gave it to him in. I'm just really fucking aggravated, really pissed off, mad at the fact that it sat there for a fucking year and a half before he even did any goddamn work on it. And I had to go over there and tell him I needed my car back. You know, it just really fucking aggravates the shit out of me. You know, he's supposed to be my fucking friend. And I don't treat any of my friends like that. I treat all my friends with dignity and respect. And when they pay me to do something, or I'm paid to do something, I fucking do it. And I don't do it half-assed. I do it to the best of my ability. And it's like, I just got totally fucked over on my goddamn car. Like, I got it back. Like I said, I got it back in worse condition than when I gave it to him. When I gave it to him, the intake was leaking. That's it. The intake was leaking. Now when I get it back, it's got all these other fucking problems. The radiator's not tightened up, the leaking everywhere. The fucking ECU's acting up for some reason. Well, that's because he pulled the fucking distributor clean out of the car in order to take the intake off, which is part of the job. But when you're done, you put the fucking intake back on. You make sure that the ECU's running properly. You make sure that the check engine lights are off, because when I gave you that car, it did not have a check engine light on. When I gave you that car was in tip-top running shape. And he gave me back a fucking tin can, a leaking tin can. Aggravated as hell right now, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm out of here. Dave Darcy. Peace.